Greetings, Groaners! I'm knocking the door for episode 84 this week, which brings us into another swim in the deep, deep waters of the Groan Zone. We have the content we are known for rearing their heads today. Your games are the 5 Pound Countdown, Double Down Dummies, and Anagram Anxiety. But let it all begin with my groans. eBay. Why on this earth does eBay ask for your feedback on items that haven't even arrived to my door yet? Relax, eBay. Feedback will be given when the item has arrived and been tested. Sore losers. So you've been beaten in a sport regardless of factors, etc. Just take the loss. It really annoys me when a sports personality cannot take a loss and blames all sorts of factors, even made up ones. If you have a rematch or whatever and lose again, whose fault's that? God's. Sit down. Sweating. So you go for a walk and your pace is slow and steady. You go get food and keep walking. You get shopping in and catch up with a friend, and all through this you haven't sweated. You head home, get in your front door, and suddenly it feels like you've been in a boxing match against Rocky Balboa. If you're gonna make me sweat, body, do it when I'm moving, not when I stop moving. The human body is an odd creature. And there they go. Groans are flying out into the whirling groanscape of the zone. There'll be more from my groans next week. And now that I've had my time, one of you will get your chance later. But let's have some fun now with the 5 Point Countdown. We're going to go straight in there with clue number 5. Lots of big supermarkets distribute these. Clue again, clue number 5. Lots of big supermarkets distribute these. What you got, Groaners, for clue number 5? Any answers coming? Give them a bit of a chance to type. Shopping trolleys. Good guess. Good guess. Any more? Oh, shopping trolleys again. Baskets. Shopping bags. Okay. Good guesses. Good guesses. Clue number 4. I can be useful whilst shopping. That clue one more time. Clue number 4 for 4 points. I can be useful whilst shopping. Any advances on shopping trolleys and baskets and bags, Groaners? Oh, bags again. Bags just came out again. Any more? People are still sticking with the other answers. Baskets and shopping trolleys. Okay. Clue number 3. Here we go. I can be used online and offline. Clue number 3 for 3 points. I can be used online and offline. Just waiting for the Groaners to type. Any more? Ooh, I think I might have stumped them now. Oh, okay. Moving on. Clue number 2. I can get your money off fuel or shopping in some cases. Clue number 2 for 2 points. I can get your money off fuel or shopping in some cases. Oh, let them type in there. See what we're getting coming up. Oh, stop typing. I think someone second guessed themselves. Okay, any more, Groaners? Oh, more typing. Loyalty cards. Okay, good guess. Good guess. Any more? That's it for clue number 2. And clue 1 for 1 point. I can fit in your wallet or on a key ring. Clue again. Clue number 1 for 1 point. I can fit in your wallet or on a key ring. Okay, someone's put in trolley token. Okay. Right. Okay. Any more? Loyalty cards popped up again. Okay, any more? Nope. Okay, that's it. You might just get lucky there, Groaners. But don't forget, when it's been revealed for the answer, if you've had a right answer and you've changed to a wrong answer, that doesn't mean you're going to get 5 points if you got it on 5 points. If you've changed your wrong answer, you must change it back to a right answer further down. Okay? So be careful when you're answering. But, as I said, you might just get lucky there, Groaners. But the next person is definitely our unlucky for the week. There was an Australian influencer with 9,000 TikTok followers who approached a restaurant known as Patsy's, stating she'd like to work with them. She didn't like it when they turned her down, stating her followers are not really people that we have in the venue often and probably not the market that we are looking to engage with. She then bashed the restaurant and said all the influencers should avoid them. Clearly cannot take no for an answer there. Exposed and very unlucky and a little bit salty. Now we've had our unlucky, but Admin Nicole is bringing the creepy now with Admin Nicole's Creepy Corner. This week's story is called Better Left Forgotten. Viola rushed to climb the ladder to the surface. She always felt she had something to prove since everyone thinks she's afraid of everything. The truth was far more simple than that though. It wasn't that she was afraid, merely that she wanted to avoid anyone or anything that looked capable of killing them. She always preferred to avoid potential dangers so she wouldn't have to deal with them. As they all made it to the surface and said their goodbyes to the sewer lord for now, they stood looking up at the looming building just ahead. It was abandoned and possibly fallen apart, but it was still standing, for now. Coco pulled off some vines from a nearby sign revealing the words, Lost Hope Asylum. Normally Viola would be heading right back to the sewers by now, but she was trying to prove a point, so instead she pressed on, hoping that this place was empty and long since abandoned. It was a large estate with plenty of buildings and a lot of empty land. It wasn't a bad place to rebuild their town, but what the sewer lord said still resonated with them. What was so off about this place that even rats couldn't step foot in here again? They decided to head up the stairs to the entrance of the main building, with the old man carrying Valencia and Coco and Red staying at the back to better protect them all from any danger. The building was old and in a rough state, but it was livable. It was also surprisingly clean given how abandoned the building looked on the outside. Rooms were left as they were, full of hospital beds and machines. The faint screams of those who once lived there echoed through the halls, almost as if they were frozen in time. Viola, further trying to prove she wasn't scared, suggested they split up. The old man and Coco both called her out on it, as nothing good ever comes from being split up, and they had children with them which they couldn't risk harm to. Ivy checked every drawer or computer they could find so she could learn more about the place and its history. Thanks to her enhanced memory making sure she never forgets anything. The old man was reluctant, but he knew he couldn't avoid it forever. She wanted to help, and he had to let her in the only way she could. Her knowledge of anywhere they end up would be invaluable, but he still felt guilt over what she was now. They reached a large room at the end of a corridor. The door was locked, but something seemed wrong. Prince Dread had been staring at the floor this whole time, but now he was looking right at that door. There was something in that room. Coco stepped back with the children and the old man kicked the door down, not realising the hinges on the door were so rusted that a simple push would have done it. The old man placed Valencia in a nearby basket, hoping she would wake up soon, but he was reluctant to put her in any more danger. As he and Dread took steps into the room, it was more than they were prepared for. They really could have done with a Metal 3 right now, but without Valencia awake, they were more focused on safety than anything and decided to explore the grounds alone. They were still rusting and missing limbs, so they knew they couldn't be of much use right now anyway. The walls were covered in a red substance, and right there in the corner was a large black mass. It was moving, and as Viola cautiously stepped closer to look, she saw it was just a large group of cockroaches. This meant food must be nearby, not that it was safe for them to eat it. Dread could sense something. He couldn't tell where, but it put everyone on edge. The Prince of Nightmares had many abilities that he preferred to keep hidden, but now was the time to use them. They were not alone in here. and whatever was here was closing in on them. They had to think of a plan, but what could they do? Coco wasn't able to use her healing magic without it being through food, but there was something she could do. She whispered something that no one could hear, causing her wings to glow, and she drew a star on each of the children's foreheads. A simple protection spell that would hopefully be enough for now. A weak spell like that could only last for 48 hours though, so they had to hurry. Just then Viola saw the cockroaches moving. They were growing, forming an almost humanoid shape. This must have been the danger their dread sensed, but before they could react, the old man grabbed Viola and threw her out of the room. Crunch burst through the window, no longer looking rusted or missing any limbs. He was new, he had evolved. His limbs were all replaced, and a new dark green colour and covered in scales. A brand new cloak on his back with stars showing the constellation of the alligator. The crest on his front read Guardian Star. It was only for a brief moment that no one even noticed, but in the instant Crunch broke through the window, Valencia's eyes opened before falling asleep again. You've done it again. On a cliffhanger there, Nicole. Now I deal in groans and poetry, but there's no way I could write a story like our Nicole can. Well written, admin Nicole. More to come next week. And now, as I mentioned before, one of you got your chance, Groaners, so here it is. You get your chance with the audience groan. And this week's audience groan rolls in via email from Gordon W. of North Shields. The endless wait for getting a job when you're a taxi driver. Why can't someone feel my pain when I'm sat here like a div, waiting? Give me a job instead of letting me sit here. Good groan, Gordon, but at the other end of the scale, the waiting for a taxi at the same time can be a pain, yet there'll be many drivers looking for the booking but can't get it. If you'd like to take part and contribute like Gordon did, you can on any one of the following. You can drop off a comment on any episode and it'll be added to the queue. You can send in groans, your Zero or Hero of the Week nominations. You can send in your YOYs or anything else. Even an unlucky you can send in. Come on, Groaners, give us your content. So, you can drop it in via email to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can find us on Discord under the Groan Zone. You can find myself, Mystery Groaner, or admin Nicole, that's Nicole Amos, on Facebook Messenger. You can even join us on Facebook groups under the Groan Zone podcast. And as I said, all your contributions are welcome, Groaners. Another game? Yes, I think so. It's time for Double Down Dummies. Getting straight to it now. Round 1. Our Darwiner here hailed from Japan. The year was 2017. He was in a predicament where a light bulb needed to be changed in a warehouse. The light bulb was 10 meters overhead, but how did this little problem lead to his death? Was it option A? They climbed the shelving units and tried in vain to climb over to the offending bulb. They landed headfirst after losing their grip and never regained consciousness. Was it option B? They used a forklift and a folded over stepladder to reach the bulb. Unfortunately, the fork got stuck and both ladder and human fell, whereby he was impaled in the gut by the bottom of the stepladder. Or was it option C? He constructed a series of wooden pallets and had a colleague lift him and the very rickety pallet construction. Unfortunately, the stack collapsed and our Darwiner was killed in the wreckage. Go, Groaners! Those playing along live, give me your answers. Playing after the fact, you pause, then you answer, then you unpause. We have C's flying in there. C's across the board. Okay, I hear you loud and clearly, Groaners. Okay, I hear you on the C's. Okay. Any more before I move on? No more. Round 2. We have a double Darwin for round 2. This occurred in Holland in 1997. A group of employees were fooling around on a tour bus after being permitted to go on a paid-for day tour by their company. Unfortunately, horseplay and not paying attention caused death to come into the mix. But how? Was it option A? One employee climbed over the back of the open-top bus. Laughing, another employee tried to hold him under his arms. A risk assessment should have taken place because both men fell off the bus and were hit by cars behind the bus. Was it option B? Although trying to alert them to a low bridge, the driver wasn't quick enough. Both men were knocked off the open-top bus and died on impact on the tarmac below. Or lastly was option C. Both employees were having great fun poking their heads out the windows singing. Alerted to an upcoming viaduct, their games continued. A few minutes later, they fell back into the bus with cracked heads and broken necks. Give me your answers, Groaners. Peel after the fact, pause, answer, unpause. We have bees flying in here. Any more? Any more answers on bees, Groaners? Bees! Everyone's dead set this week. C's, B's, okay. I hear you, Groaners. Answers to come later, as we now ask, why oh why? So as humans, we throw things off into the void looking for extraterrestrial life and possibly an answer to our own existence. But it always baffles me as to why we leave our crap behind no matter where we've been. We litter our own backyard, so to speak, and then we litter places no human has set foot on yet. Interstellar trash and not destroying what we leave behind. I've just got to ask, why oh why? And now, time for our final game. It's Admin Nicole's Anagram Anxiety. Your wordy puzzler this week, Groaners, is Agnes Legumes Smile. Your clue is known to cause heartbreak. Good luck to us all. I never get these. The answer will come next week. And now we've reached that point where we pull out from the barrel of choice a zero of the week. My attention was drawn by Admin Nicole and a few other groaners this week to yet another similar incident compared to the Willy Wonka experience. This week there was a Lego event held in Birmingham NEC Centre, billed as the world's largest hands-on Lego event. A very bold statement right there, as upon entering there was barely anything there. The event was known as Brickfest, and word was there were no Lego stalls, and from what I can see only a monster truck about the height of an average human. 25 quid for entry, another 35 if you want VIP. What are these organisers of these events doing? An utter shambles. Brickfest, for disappointing numerous families, you are the zero of the week for not delivering. We're drawing to a close now, Groaners, but before we go, there's just time to give out the game answers. The 5-point countdown. The answer was, of course, a loyalty card. So I think a couple of Groaners playing along live, I think they got loyalty cards, so wherever you said loyalty card, you get points. From last week, who the hell am I? Your clue was a family man from yesteryear, but yet of the future. Your answer was, of course, George Jetson from the cartoon The Jetsons. And finally, Double Down Dummies. Round 1. Your correct outcome was C. He constructed a series of wooden pallets and had a colleague lift him and the very rickety pallet construction. Unfortunately, the stack collapsed and Darwin was killed in the wreckage. How many 15cm pallets did it take? He made a 37 pallet high structure. Unbelievable. Round 2. Your correct outcome was C. Both employees were having great fun poking their heads out the windows. Alerted to an upcoming viaduct, their games continued. A few minutes later, they fell back into the bus with cracked heads and broken necks. Yep, the driver was quoted as saying in regards to window safety regulations, "I always lock the damn thing when kids are in the bus because kids just don't listen. But for God's sake, these were adults." I think that says enough about our two Darwiners in this round. On that closing note, Groaners, hopefully points were scored this week. The Groan Zone will return next week. Take care, Groaners. Bye-bye.